We import 50% of our gas from outside the UK. That's a massive increase from the year 2000 when we were actually a net exporter of gas. Most of the predictions have by 2035, so just literally 20 years away, we are going to have a situation where nearly 80% of our gas without shale is going to have to be taken from outside the UK. That presents both a security issue but also an economy and environmental issue. Imported gas does not pay corporation tax, and it's fairly damaging to the environment in terms of transportation. If you can produce it in this country, it has both economic and environmental gains. I think the first thing to say, this is not a new industry. We've been going since the mid-1850s. We've created over 2,000 wells in the last 40 or 50 years. So we'll start with that as the foundation. I think then what we need to do is start to explain to the general public what it is we're doing, how we're doing it, what the risks are, how we mitigate against those risks. We then need to look wider in terms of the supply chain and also the skills. We would dearly love to spend our money in the UK and create those skills and those jobs in the UK. Last year we did a pilot scheme of a campaign called Let's Talk About Shale. We went out, we met over 10,000 people. We asked them what their questions were, and they came back with about 800 questions. We gave those questions to independent experts to answer. And they sit on a website, Let's Talk About Shale, and all of the answers have been independently given. The biggest question was, what's fracking? There were questions around water contamination, air quality, etc. Reality is that we live in a highly regulated industry with 4 separate regulators, 17 EU directives, up to 9 environmental permits. The public should have confidence that that system of high regulation will provide minimal risk to public health and environmental impact. I think our first priority is to continue to work with local communities, general public at large, to get them to understand what we're doing, what the impact is, what the risks are, how we mitigate against those risks. I think the second area is continuing to issue industry best practice and guidance around things like monitoring and decommissioning and environmental impacts. And I think the third area is to work on some of the issues that the general public come back to us on, things like environmental impact, health impact, etc. Our fundamental belief is that you need an energy mix in this country between gas, renewables and nuclear, and also energy efficiency into that. A lot of people talk about keeping the lights on. The reality is that gas, over the course of the next 30 to 40 years, will become a balancing fuel between nuclear and renewables. The big issue is around heat and feedstock. 84% of our homes are heated by gas. There is no mass market renewable technology to replace that. 500,000 people work in the feedstock industry, producing things like computers, fertilizers, cosmetics, clothing, all that which contain natural gas as their feedstock. And again, that's important. There is no mass market solution to that.